All right, you're welcome to the Talking Point Show on Elegbete TV and Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Idafe Matthew Esioganebo. You love to call me the Elegbete One of Sports. Time is not on our side today, so let's take it sharp and quick. But before I go on, I would always love to say this. And let me chip in on this police, SARS, and the rest. There's always a mirror that I have in America, because we always in America things are done well. In America, police are killing blacks, like black boys, like every single day, and nothing happened. When I was growing up, my mother said this to me, that an enemy you know is easy to avoid. And then she would say something like, what way they announce, need the key person. If they tell you, say, okay, I live in a local law, my office, we're recording from a local law here, and they announce that on the 29th of this month, some people are coming to bomb this place. And we have history, facts that this same announcement have been done in different places, and they've gone there to bomb the place. And then they announce that they are coming to bomb this place, like from January, February, they keep making that announcement. If the bomb killed me, it's not them that killed me, it's me that killed myself. In Port Harcourt, my former coach, Coach Dande Mezirike, said this: person with train kill, not be the train killer, na ear killer. You know why? Because before train go reach where you dey, the noise, the vibration, everything, you suppose don't hear them. And that's a common parable in Port Harcourt. And these are two cities that I grew up that influenced and impacted my life. While I was working in Brela FM, there was a time I was having these strong issues with Honorable Nduka Rabo when he first became the LMC chairman. And one day, Dr. Larry Zamoje, my former chairman, called me into his office. And he opened his Bible and he read from Exodus chapter 1, the first line, verse 10. I hope my producer will put it on the screen. Exodus chapter 1, verse 10. And in that first line, Pharaoh said, let us deal with them wisely. The rest was about how to make sure that the Israelites don't give birth to male children and multiply and take over the country. Bottom line, what I'm saying about this, and somebody out there is saying, how is it related to sports? No, it's not related to sports, but it's related to human life. And one footballer was killed recently. I am saying this, like, when a policeman, and that happens to me always. You guys see I have dreadlock, and police are always agitated with dreadlock people. I don't know. And I carry laptop around, you know, my work. I'm a media person. Every time I'm driving, that my rotten Honda, they will stop me. Once they stop me, the first thing I do is to put a smile on my face. Put my hands where they can see it. I learned that from my time in the US anyway. Put my hands where they can see it. Put a smile on my face. Greet them politely. Don't show any sign of agitation. Don't show any sign of rudeness. Don't show any sign of stubbornness. Answer their questions, not sarcastically, but with respect. Because I have decided a long time ago, like Joshua, who said, as for me and my house, I have decided a long time ago that I would rather stay alive and raise my children and love my wife and build my company than be hashtag on social media for maximum 3 weeks. I don't want to be anybody's hashtag. I don't want to die and be anybody's hashtag. It will not change anything. If you die and become hashtag, like I tell my cousins and my nieces and my nephews in the US, I tell them, don't be the next hashtag of Black Lives Matters. Too many black lives have come and gone, and it doesn't matter anything. So think about it when you're dealing with the police. And also, learn to respect police. Don't see police. There's a book that a series of books that I have. It's in our bookshelf. It's written by Rhonda Bryan. It's called The Secret. It talks about the law of attraction anyway. It's basically the law of attraction. The way you think about people, that's how they react towards you. Don't see a police and start thinking, he go shoot now, he go shoot now, he go arrest me now. No. Don't be negative about them, because that's exactly what will happen to you. I mean, they say if you don't bother them, they don't bother you. That's just my nugget. It's long, but too many lives have been wasted. Too many lives have been lost. Don't see policeman and start to run. If you don't have anything to hide, you don't run. Walk towards them. If they pass you, pass. If they call you, greet them. Be polite. Some of them are your elders. If you see me and you're holding a razor blade, I'll respect you. Not talk about a gun. So having that, by the way, let's go to the show proper. We have plenty of latecomers today, but let's start with the first one. What does he have to say?
This is Rume. I'm calling from Lonkola in Aja, Lagos. I watched Liverpool match yesterday versus West Ham, and while they were losing, it seems as if this was going to be the time that that record was going to be broken, and they are on their winning streak was going to come to an end. But somehow they turned the game around and they won West Ham 3-2. But I'm concerned with the quality they displayed yesterday. I wouldn't know whether they can upturn the one goal deficit they have against Atletico de Madrid. What can Liverpool do to ensure that they upturn that one goal deficit in the return leg at Anfield of the Champions League, UEFA Champions League? Thank you.
All right, Rume from Olokonla in Aja. Fortunately, that's exactly where we are recording this from. That's exactly where we're broadcasting from. That's where our studio is. So I would have loved for you to drop by and come into the studios if you wish to. But let me answer your question. But why were you whispering? Is it that you took your babe phone or you take somebody's phone? But let's get past that and deal with the questions. Liverpool cannot play at that same imperious level that they played at. What makes them great is their ability to grind results on days that they're not playing well. They were 2-1 down till almost the end of that game, but they still ended up winning the game 3-2. That's a good sign. They are champions of the EPL already. Can they get a result from Atletico Madrid? This team went to Spain, lost to Barcelona 3-0, came back home with a second team. Senior players didn't play in that game and won 4-0 against almighty Barcelona. Didn't concede a goal. Can they beat Atletico Madrid? Yes. The thing about Diego Simeone anyway is Diego Simeone is like the Jose Mourinho of FC Porto. That guy know how to grind results and he know how to make Champions League night statement. No better statement than to knock Liverpool, the defending champions, out. That would be a very big statement. And it would be amazingly incredible if it happens because Atletico Madrid are going through a transition, rebuilding their team. Liverpool, on the other hand, cannot be said to be going through a transition. Liverpool are a fixed and a perfect team. Can they get a result? Obviously, yes. Anfield is a very dangerous place on Champions League night. If there's one team that have mastered the Champions League night, it is Liverpool. Can they get a result? Obviously, yes. But like I said before the first leg, and maybe there's a WhatsApp group where we share ideas on sports betting, and they always ask me to give them my thoughts. Everybody was betting that Liverpool was going to beat Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitan, and I said to them that come rain, come shine, there's not going to be plenty of goals in that game, but Atletico Madrid will win. But a lot of them did agree with me because there was no reason to agree. Atletico Madrid was not playing well. They're not doing well. Liverpool, on the other hand, they were imperious. They were untouchable. They were unassailable. Well, when the game ended, the group was bubbling. And they were like, hi, Daffy, what do you know that we don't know? I said, well, I told you guys. Teams like Atletico Madrid, the worst time to play them is when they are not in form because they will always use you to set example. And it's almost like what West Ham almost did, last night. They were not in form. They are struggling, but they almost got a result over Liverpool. Some other teams have not been able to pull that kind of result against Liverpool. But that's how it is anyway. Can they win? Yes, they can. That's the question now. Answering the question, they can. But they should also watch it. Atletico Madrid did something in the first leg that no team have been able to succeed in doing all through this season, even from last season. No team have been able to simultaneously stop Sadio Mane, Mo Salah, and Firmino playing for 90 minutes. They did that so bad that Sadio Mane played only 45 minutes. So bad that they had to remove Mo Salah and the rest of them. And Origi came in from the bench. Normally, it's a super sub. It was rendered useless. Now, can Atletico Madrid do that same kind of play in the next leg? Well, they have a bigger field in the Wanda Metropolitan than the Anfield field, but the atmosphere of the Anfield, the 12th man in Anfield, might change the dynamics. I still think that in Anfield, it's a 50-50. Atletico Madrid can get a draw in that game and qualify. If there's any coach who can do it, it is Diego Simeone. Let's see how it goes anyway. Let's move to the next person on the chat group today.
This is Tunji from Ogun State. I was in a sort of argument with with my friends a couple of weeks ago. So I think we're talking. Okay, this question is based on Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Like, I'm not. The question is not based on comparison. Although I'm a Ronaldo fan, but I don't hate Messi either. I look at Messi like a neutral person here. But then somebody asked me that why was Ronaldo his first season at UV, I think his first season at UV was very, very good, very, very good. He had a couple of goals, but it wasn't the normal Ronaldo season everybody expected it to be. But then I told people that it was because of he's coming into a new team, a new league at that age, and then they don't play the way Real Madrid play. So that is why it is like that. But then I told that same person that I am not so sure Lionel Messi will come to Barcelona and sorry, will come to Juventus. I'm not so sure he will fit into their game. I know any team Lionel Messi and Ronaldo goes in the world, they will obviously start. But then I may be wrong. I don't know. I'm not sure. But then I think there's something called tactical flexibility for every player. You should be able to blend into different tactics. And I think for in order for a first season, that's not a bad season. If it was a normal player, everybody would have applauded. But because he's Ronaldo, everybody forgot to give him the praise he deserved. Plus, he won trophies with them as well. So I don't know. I want to help me shed more light on number one, why was Ronaldo's growth in his first season like that? Although I still feel it's based on the adaptation, but I would like to hear from you then. Do you think any other team Lionel Messi goes in the world, do you think he will shine? Because I keep on telling people that why is it that in Argentina he has never really achieved with Argentina. Fine, left to me from the onset, Argentina has always had a better team than Portugal. It's just in recent times that Portugal has a much more better team. Argentina has always had a better team over the years. I know most of the times they were based on their attack, but then they also had good midfielders, the likes of Esteban Cambea, so the likes of Mascherano and players like that. Even they had a couple of good defenders. It's not like it was a bad team. At least they had a better team than Portugal. So, and even at that, I don't think Messi is a player that has the charisma to like carry. I'm not comparing him to Ronaldo. That's not what I'm saying. But then I'm just trying to rate why in one front is like in Barcelona is like a beast, and then in Argentina he also plays well, but it's like the team doesn't play with him. That's just what I'm trying to say. And for Ronaldo is otherwise. I'm not comparing, but I'm just asking reasons why. Thanks.
All right, Tunji from Ogun State. This argument will keep raging on. This conversation will keep running on for eternity. You cannot judge a case that has not happened. You cannot say if Edafi kills somebody in 2030, God forbid, would he be sent to jail or not? People always talk about Ronaldo winning the Euros for Portugal. Let's be very honest. That Portugal team that won the Euro did not rely on the performance of Cristiano Ronaldo as much as it relied on the rest of the team. That's one. That does not take anything away from Cristiano Ronaldo. You said that nobody praised Cristiano Ronaldo for his performance last season. He won the Italian Player of the Year. He won Juventus Player of the Year. So when you say nobody, I'm trying to understand that. Is it your sentiment as a fan of Ronaldo? Well, I don't know. He actually got praise. I don't think that last season he was the best player in the Italian Serie A. There are players, about 2 or 3 players that did absolutely well. But I think they gave him the award, one, because of who he is. One, secondly, the fact that he's a new player coming into Italy and being able to score that number of goals. And Juventus won a title that they are used to winning, that they've never been challenged. That does not take anything away from Cristiano Ronaldo's performance. So I'm not trying to demerit Cristiano Ronaldo, but I'm saying I don't agree when you say nobody gave him credit. He didn't win the Ballon d'Or because it is obvious. I mean, Juventus didn't do well in Champions League. They won the league that they are used to winning. Barcelona, on the other hand, won the league. They got all the way to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Lionel Messi, individually, he won the Pichichi, also won the European Golden Boot. So all those were plus for him. Now let's come to the national team. And you are right about players should be flexible and adaptable to teams. But then let's not forget that we've seen coaches play certain tactics for certain players in certain teams, and everybody complain that the tactics is killing the players. So you're not 100% correct there. There are certain styles that fit players. You can't tell me that every player will play well in every team. No, that's why Drinkwater played well in one team, came to another team, didn't play well. We've seen plenty of players move from one team. Pepe was scoring 22 goals in France. Look at him at Arsenal. He's the worst player ever signed by Arsenal. So you could stretch all of that. Having said that, let me even say push it a bit. Shevchenko was scoring goals like they were going out of fashion for AC Milan. He came to Chelsea, couldn't find the net. George Weah, the same thing. Okay. Now, Messi, I've not gone to any other club side. So for me to judge him that way. Talking about the Argentine national team, if Ronaldo take Portugal to the World Cup finals and lose on extra time, people will say it's done well. Lionel Messi's won the what's it called? The under 21 World Cup with Argentina. People forget that he's won the Olympics with Argentina because it is those same winning that made Kanu Akwa king in Nigeria. Kanu Akwa didn't win the African Nations Cup. Kanu Akwa won the Olympics. And that has made him African king of football since forever. That was also the foundation and the beginning of Samuel Eto'o's glory until he won the Nations Cup. So let's not, when it gets to people like Messi, we start doing mind bending or we start having amnesia. He alongside his teammate took Argentina to 2 finals. Johan Cruyff never won anything for the Dutch national team, but he took them to the finals of the World Cup, and that was legendary enough. Some people are going to win the World Cup. Some people are going to win the European Championship. But that doesn't take away from your individual performance. Boban didn't win the World Cup, but Boban is a great player. What's it called? Prosineski, Davosuka of Croatia. They didn't win the World Cup. They came third, but they are great players. So having said that, we're not going to now bring in the abstract of Messi not playing for another club as a reason to judge him. Messi is a great player. I've said before and I'm going to say again, I am privileged and honored to be in the generation, in the lifetime, in the flat lifetime of Messi and Ronaldo, blessing me with amazing football, raising the standard above what everybody is used to. The 25 goal striker, highest 30, 31 goals. Now to players who can go 40, score 90 goals in a calendar year. I am blessed to have seen that. And I'm also blessed to have been in the era where I watched Maradona play. I watched Roberto Baggio, Romario, Rivaldo, Ronaldo da Lima, Alessandro Del Piero, Marco Van Basten, Ruud Gullit, just to name a few. I watched all of these guys play, panning into Messi and now going beyond Messi to the Mbappe, the Pogba, and the rest of them. I'm blessed to have seen all of them play. I don't think we need to, every time we mention Messi, we need to mention Ronaldo. Every time we mention Ronaldo, we need to mention Messi. I think that's where the whole conversation gets twisted and confused. Rather, this Messi Ronaldo conversation is always like when I see women, once women do anything, they say, oh, in a male-dominated environment. Man, it's crap. If you do something and praise yourself as a woman and leave men out of it. If you want to praise Ronaldo for his achievement and leave Messi out of it. If you want to praise Messi for his achievement and leave Ronaldo out of it. That way you'll be objective. But once you start there's something I was taught in marketing when I was in Canada, and I used to work in a farm, and I went to sell something to a store, and in the course of passionately selling what I was selling, I told the man that our produce are better than the other people who supply them, and the guy just took a liking to me. He called me into his office and he sat me down and he said he wanted to buy things from me, but because of one mistake I made, he's not going to buy from me anymore. And he said to me that, look, when you want to market your product, don't go destroying other people's market just because you're overzealous. You want to prove your point. Prove your point by saying what are the qualities, the assets of your product without having to destroy another person's product. Because if you do that, somebody else again is going to come and talk about what is bad about your product. And I'll jettison your product. So there is space for everybody. That's the way it is. And I've learned a very serious lesson since that time. That was in 2001. Since that time up until this very, very moment. And I think that we can talk Ronaldo and praise him and extol his virtues and compliment him without bringing Messi into the conversation. Same way we can do of Messi without bringing Ronaldo into any of the conversation. I hope it is fine. When I sit with people, for me, I always tell people that I don't argue football. That's why you won't see me argue on Twitter or Facebook or WhatsApp group. You know why? I get paid to do this. I can't call a boxer and tell you, punch me for free. You get paid to punch. I can't call a doctor and say, talk to me about medicine for free. So I don't get involved in that argument, but people do. When you do, let there be the maturity of knowing that if we're talking about Messi, let's talk about Messi. If we're talking about Ronaldo, let's talk about Ronaldo. This comparison does not work. Okay, for me, it doesn't work. People can have that comparison, but for me, I think I'm matured than that. I've grown bigger than that. I can't get involved in it. Straight up, let's go to the next person.
Hello, ELEGBETETV Radio. On a well done, no. My name is Amber Pius, and I dey call from Aja this morning. ELEGBETETV. We dey see as teams they play for the MPFL. I want my own. I want based on the MPFL because I be a good follower of the league, and I dey see as team take they play. Everybody take the ginger. In recent weeks, we don't get some kind of away wins, away draws, and all that. But now good improvement. Say we don't get away wins and away draws. But I want ask Elegbete, please. You fit talk. You fit with both my talk say this league where we dey play, so this MPFL league it don't improve, because if you take a look at it, we know the two get away wins before, and now we don't get away wins. But on the other hand, the league never see dey TV. We never see the league for TV. Now if you put these two issues now side by side, you fit talk say the league don't dey improve. If the league don't dey improve, you fit give us like ways we go see say the league don't dey improve, and if not, wetin you fit say dey cause am and how we fit take improve it, because last this league na our own, and na league wey be say we really wan follow, if not for one or two things wey dey happen. Well done, ELEGBETETV Radio. I see you now where we are here now.
All right, Pius Amber, thank you very much for calling from Aja. Thank God students know they make noise at background today. I take it that you're a teacher anyway. The key question, the underlying question here, is the Nigerian league improving? My answer is no. The league I played in is still better than this. And first, away win is not the yardstick for a league improving. When a league is improving, it becomes commercially viable. This league is not commercially viable, so the league is not improving. When a league is improving, the league becomes responsible for producing competitive talent for the national team. This league cannot produce players for the national team. When we won the Nations Cup in 1980, everybody, 99% of the teams were from the Nigerian league, the domestic league, and won the African Nations Cup. When we won the Nations Cup in 1994, it was the advent of players going to Europe, but we still had players from the domestic league. Then we've had other occasions where we went to the finals and lost, I think about 6 or 5 occasions, but we had players from the domestic league. As it is today, it is so bad that at under 17 level, our players from our domestic league cannot make the national team. And then if our players go to under 17, they cannot come back and say, oh, they want to play in the league. All of them are looking to go to Estonia, Bulgaria, different funny places. That's one. Then there is also the concept of our league not being commercially viable, not being marketable, players being owed salaries here and there. So let's not use the list of the indices to judge the progress of a league. It's what you people are always throwing in front. We're winning away. Teams have been winning away since forever. Teams have been producing great players from the league since forever. The quality of the players are getting worse. The quality of the coaches are getting horrible. The league is not as good as it should be. So I don't think the league is progressing. We're just glossing over cracks and pretending like everything is fine, but everything is not fine. So I made a promise to myself a long time ago. At the beginning of last season, that I will stop talking about the Nigerian league, because no matter how you talk, especially if you try to promote it, you are promoting crap for people. If the people who are running the league are ready, we'll say, okay, let's even take this for instance. At the beginning of this season, they came out and bamboozled everybody with the next TV deal. Till this very day, they've not explained it. About 3 or 4 seasons now, Super Sports have stopped broadcasting our league. The football that they use for every match, nothing against Super Sports, but the football that they use for the league matches still carries Super Sports logo. What league, what club, what people in the world would ever do that? Nobody. No sane climb where you disengage with a sponsor, with a brand, but you still carry their logo all over the places. Those are some of the things we need to look at. Have we improved on that area? My answer is no. Sorry, Pius Ahamba, or Ahamba Pius, as you call yourself from Aja. We have not improved in the league at all. Rather, the league is going down, down, down.
Hello, Elegbete TV Radio. Henry Johnson, present location inside my room in Abule Egba. I know Waka today. Okay, thank you for the past analysis. Thank you for that episode 11, man. That was a boost. But I asked 3 questions. That one, not only the boxing one you dwell on, I enjoy it really, really. But the one when I want again, and that Mourinho one, and I ask, say, how far will Mourinho? This one we don't get strikers. Say we want talk say he no fit control. You know say ordinary Mourinho if he do anything, but we no understand when you feel say they go finish like this with this their present situation, current situation. When you feel say they go end for the league table. This wrong with Ateta and Arsenal. Me I dey enjoy am, but man, how far you feel say this thing fit continue? Shey you think say this thing no go be like only when only just German you ain't get that good run, abi you feel say na gradual process or at a time where go hit the nail on the head and then have a very sweet run with Arsenal. That is like Champions League night, bros. What are your expectations tonight? And oh, a Liverpool, I do respect them, but please, who you feel say if you break that jinx, so you go make them no go unbeaten? My questions today. Thank you.
Henry Johnson. Now, thank you very much for your plenty question. Now you they make they add me to answer your question. You go use one message to ask plenty questions. You know they know say sometimes person will call forget some of the questions where you ask. Okay, this time you talk about Jose Mourinho, make I not go forget Arteta, who go stop Liverpool, and then the Champions League. I think I go leave the Champions League. I go sidestep them like it's not the important to talk about right now because time not there our side again. My producer don't give me sign. I know say once producer don't give you sign like that, it means say make you prepare to pack. But I go just look at the games a bit for the Champions. Let me start from how do I put it now? Let me start from the end and track back to the beginning. Because you talk about Jose Mourinho, Arteta, Liverpool, and then Champions League. As for the Champions League, boss, make I not lie give you anything is possible. A Champions League, I would do so. So anything is possible in the Champions League. You cannot pick one team and say, oh, this team would be that team would be that. No, anything is possible within the Champions League. And let's just leave that one like that and see that's what it could be. But for Liverpool, I think Liverpool, one of the things Liverpool don't do what I like now, the fact is they prioritize major trophies ahead of smaller trophies. I like the way we say Jurgen Klopp take come up for the Capital One Cup. You look at him, man, even if I win this thing, not what my club need. They don't need them. The Capital One Cup no go carry us go play any competition we will never already qualify for. So let's leave it. If the small boys go play, then win. Good, but if they don't win, no big deal. FA Cup too, it not still take them that serious. But I think Jurgen Klopp knows say now the league they won't win. And if they don't win the league, you don't confirm now say they don't win the league. There's no mathematical chance of anybody coming again. I think they might lose. Somebody might beat them. I don't know who go be that team. But the way that they play, they are playing they are getting ever close to that place where you think Liverpool are getting tired. There is this small tiredness in them. They are not as clinical as they used to be. They are not as alert defensively as they used to be. One team will beat them. Will they go the season unbeaten? Me, I want me to go unbeaten. I'm not a Liverpool fan, I'm an Arsenal fan. But I think Arsenal fans need to get out of that exclusive club of, oh, the only club in the EPL that have gone unbeaten. Because if Liverpool do them, some other club also want to do them. It will become a common thing. That's bragging rights will come out. And then Arsenal should go and look for how to win title. I'd rather win 10 titles in 20 seasons than to go unbeaten in one season in 50 years. So let's get past that. For Mikel Arteta, well, now only those people where they look for instant results, microwave results, now I go say they expect Arteta to do well. First, the way I think they judge coach, and they judge a coach, one, the players you have, the spending power of the team, and the place where the team did before the coach meets the team, and all of that. Now I think they judge a coach. And if you put all that together in one piece, Arteta is making progress. Arsenal used to concede plenty of silly goals. They say they concede them, But you can see that there is a workman-like attitude to this team. This team not be like that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer team. I know they compare the two. One, he not be interim coach. He's full-time coach. He has a 3.5 years contract. He's a former Arsenal player. He's worked under Pep Guardiola. Whether people say Pep Guardiola na fraud, whether they say not be fraud, I know say me while they watch football, I see the input of Pep Guardiola. Now, if you work under, it's like I work under Larry Zamoje. There is no way you look at what I have done and not say some of the efficiency of Larry Zamoje is no rubber for me. I come with my own, I come with my own. But I mean, if leaf take with soap, the leaf go the foam. So I think that Pep Guardiola Arteta working with Pep Guardiola, he must have learned one or two things. And he's also worked with Arsene Wenger. Yes, I might have my own issues with Arsene Wenger, but Arsene Wenger is also a good coach. So all of these coaches he's worked with, he speaks one thing or the other, and then his own self, because a football club is interpretation or is the picture of what a coach have in his mind. He might suffer eventually when the season end now. Maybe Aubameyang will go, Lacazette will go, Ozil will go. Then we'll see the real test of character, because they're going to need to sign new set of players that that defined his kind of coaching and all that. So, but for now, the team is making progress. The team is doing well. Things are going well. Let's just keep that going. For Champions League, let me just come to Champions League. Chelsea is playing against Bayern Munich. That's going to be very difficult. Bayern Munich have revenge of 2012 in their mind. Can they win this match? I don't know. This is the bridge. These Chelsea players are not fantastic. Bayern Munich are also not in their serious best, so we're not going to really count on them as a team we go deliver. Napoli, Barcelona, if that match go ahead, I think now 50-50, but let's see how it goes. Barcelona away in the Champions League is always not too good. Now finally, let's end with Jose Mourinho. The kind of team where Jose Mourinho get right now gives him ready-made excuse to say anything and make any kind of excuse and defend it with his life. He not get strikers, he not get players. They are supposed to go get some strikers from the youth team. But I think what Mourinho they do, why no one go get players from the youth team? I don't know whether they get strikers, but why no one do them? He no say Levin and Mawe, he hand tight, na aka gum, he did tight-fisted. If he go get striker from that youth team and then the striker can go score 1 or 2 goals, Levin fit tell you say, okay, use this one, pair him with Kane, because Kane will come back from injury, bring Dele Alli to life again, bring Son to life. But Jose Mourinho wants say at the end of the season, this man go feel broke papa. He go feel hurry. Oshe Kiakia go sign striker. We be say in need. Now that one in the look. But I wants also put the team in a place where we say they're going to play for Europa or they go play for Champions League. But let's see how it goes. I can't say Jose Mourinho don't turn bad coach overnight. I cannot. I'm not one of those people who see football from that angle. Jose Mourinho is still very good. But no matter how good a coach you are, now the players who you get, now it will turn you into a good coach. This is how I was taught in coaching school. When I do my coaching diploma in Germany, they say good players make a good coach. A good coach makes a good team. So they all work hand in hand. At the end of the day, we will see how I go. But I think that Mourinho just deliberately they play without strikers and keep hammering on the excuse that he doesn't have a striker, so that eventually they go sign striker for him. Because if you go that reserve team, go bring striker, that one can go score. Maybe the striker got the lucky go score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals now. Levy fit just say, okay, no need to sign again. And the kind of person will Levy be. They say the person will marry cripple. I know how to climb up. So, my year, I will take match break. But before I go, make I remind you again. No behave to police in such a way where we say you go die, then your death will call the trend for social media, or your conjuring hashtag. Nothing they happen. No. As I read at the top of the show, Exodus chapter 1, verse 10. Let us deal with them wisely. Let's get sense. So I cannot share. Now, person go to survive in the land where we say danger. If you stay for the same house with your enemy, na sense you take they live your life. I remain Edafe Matthew Esiogenem. When I like to comment the Elegbete on the spot, but before I go, make I say a very big thank you to everybody who contribute, as well as my wonderful producer. Yes, that man. Without him, we're nowhere. McDonald Chukwemeka Okorocha, I greet you. That's why I tell him that my people. Now do.